come to address our people as usual because we are in a mission where we cannot look back. And that is why we have a great God Almighty in heaven, to whom we all owe all our glory, all his glory and honor, and all adoration at all times. Today is not exceptional. We want to also give him all the glory and all the honor. Thank him immensely for his tender mercies and his loving kindness to our people, irrespective of what we're going through all around our nation. We also thank him for the life of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, for his family, his wife, his children. We thank Chukwu Abiyama for all of their experiences, whether good or bad, whether laughter or otherwise. We thank Chukwu Abiyama for all that, and for the lives of Biafrans on the ground. Those of them who are working day to day to find food on the table, those of them who are working assiduously to find something for their families, the hawkers, the hustlers, the transporters, the clergy will pray for you as well. We also pray for those of them who are in the marketplaces, the traders, of course, and all of them who are doing what they're doing across all walks of life to make sure that they make some ends meet. We say, may Chukwu Abiyama be your strength all the time. Fellow Biafrans, fellow indigenous people of Biafra, we have come this day, the 18th day of December 2022, and indeed, a very day of our Lord. As you all must agree, it is customary in our great family, worldwide of course, that we intermittently come to you to address you as matters and issues of concern continue to emerge. I am joined by some very, very honorable officers of the people. I will go ahead to first of all introduce them. These are men of impeccable character. In the presence of Mazi Abanyim, the Austin Abanyim, the European rep, we also have on board the National Coordinator of Canada in the person of Collins, or Chief Collins Ogwoke. We also have a great man from the United States who happens to be the regional coordinator of the Central United States of America in the person of Mazi Samson Ememmadu. We do also have in the house Mazi Ndubisi Chijoke. He is our Pacific representative in the United States. We also have Mazi Azayoba, the Deputy European rep, who is also here with us. And of course, last but not the least, Mazi Isu Ogechukwu. He remains the national coordinator of South Africa. Great Biafrans and friends of Biafra. Well, in all honesty, there is nothing good to write home about at this moment, in as much as criminality, hunger, Fulani terrorism menace, and marginalization abound. It is as a result of this precarious situation that we have come to once again uplift your spirits and the spirit of all Biafrans across the board instilling in you that out of bulk of hopes out there, there is far more than a glimpse of hope available for us, that we must forge ahead irrespective of any or whatsoever any category of hurdles and facing us collectively as a people and as a nation, as a matter of fact. Because we are a nation. We are people and we are a nation. Sometimes people look at us as a movement alone. No. We won't abandon, for your information, a very key, glorious saying that we be our brother's keeper at all times. We must be kind to one another, not only those who identify themselves in this very, very movement, but also all Biafrans, to all Biafrans across the board. We must be kind to one another, especially to the innocent indigenous people of Biafra. It doesn't matter which Biafran clan you may come from. Always remember that we are one people, one DNA, and one nation. Meanwhile, the enemies may continue to test our resolve, but we have never seen any force quite forceful enough to break our unyielding resolve. That's because our resilience is born in and actually rooted in our ideology. The ideology has one benchmark, and that is it is unbreakable. An ideology which calls for fairness to humanity and right to absolute freedom as endowed by our Creator Chukwukabia, that we shall never give up, retreat, nor surrender, not now, not tomorrow, and never ever. They abandon this very quest for freedom as a people, there and then would we spell our doom for sure. That not only for us, but also the future generation. And that is why we must hold dear this very, very quest for freedom and be much more serious and focused and maintain our resilience across the board. When we say across the board, we meet all Biafrans, whether you're in the movement or not. There is one common value system we hold dear, and that is the price of humanity, and that is the price of freedom, which we are all yelling for. Now the zoo, the contraction called the zoo, will not let us be. We have seen that they have used hunger as a weapon of destruction. They have not only come to kill our people and committing and orchestrating extrajudicial killings across the board, incarcerations across the board, but economic and hunger has been weaponized. And when you weaponize hunger against a people, the result is very obvious: criminality of all types. That is why I will use this very opportunity, this very evening, to appeal to those of you who have been offended by petty criminals, our young boys and girls, little boys and girls who are hungry. When they go to steal food, please do not set them on fire. The kind of pictures we see, very, very heinous practices we see, are not who we are. There are hardened criminals, those of them who are committing murder, those of them who are enforcing what they're not supposed to enforce, those of them who are making life miserable for our people. We do not advocate for those. But there are petty criminals, petty thieves, I would say. Somebody is hungry and comes by your shop and picks up a piece of bread to feed himself. Please do not resort to tie him with ties and rubber and setting him on fire. Because we must understand that whatever has driven this very person to commit such a petty crime is the same thing affecting all of us. Somebody is hungry and so deep hungry, and the other one is a little lightly hungry, and the other one is just, thirsty of something. It's not all the same. Some people have not eaten for over a week. Some people have not eaten for over 2 weeks. And they may be tempted to steal a piece of bread. And please do not kill them because of that. We appeal to all of you, because if you do that, you are helping the Fulani Caliphate to reduce our number unnecessarily. You must find a way to navigate that very situation without resorting to a bloodshed because of just ordinary petty thievery. So without wasting more time, we know the time we have right now. I'm not going to go too much and be lengthy in my addressing our people, but to only ask all of you to remain focused and remain unwavering, knowing that the situation is hard. That's quite fine. We understand that. But remember, we are in this all together as a people. Also, always be there for your brother. Don't mind whether you don't understand his dialect, but if he's a Biafran, please be there for him or her. That is our appeal tonight, that in as much as the temptation continues to rise, do not be tempted to lose focus. But let us be tenacious going forward, and let us hold hands together as Biafrans. Let us do what we are asked to do on Radio Biafra. We have our Directorate of State intact. We do have our very, very amiable HOD who doing a very wonderful work in the person of Mazi Chike Doziem. And we are all together as a bond. There is no shaking in the house. And any enemy that tries to stand before this very movement will be crushed down. That is assured. That one is assured to any enemy, any agent provocateur, whether you're in or outside this very, very periphery, you better be warned. You better be warned, because you'll be crushed. We are not looking back. We are very resilient, and as such, cannot be bent. You can never bend us. So I will, at this point, we want to go over with the microphone. I may come up later for some other statements or announcements, but I will go with the microphone to the next person in the house to speak. Mazi Abanyim is our European rep. He would like to say one or two things as well to Biafrans, both home and abroad. Mazi Abanyim, I'll give you the microphone to go ahead and address our people as briefly as you want to do. Go ahead, please, Mazi.
Thank you so much, Mazi Chukwuemeka Nzurumike, our Honorable Deputy Head of Directorate. Thank you so much for having me today, and thank you for the wonderful work that you've been doing in your capacity in this movement. I want to start by saying good evening, good morning, and good afternoon for Biafrans all over the world. My name is Mazi Austin Abanyim. I come from Amike. Amike is in Olu province of Biafra land. And by the grace of Chukwu Kabiama, I serve the indigenous people of Biafra. in the capacity as the European representative. And I reside here in Switzerland. So it's always a great pleasure to come here once in a while to address our people, because times are different. Especially we are facing an unprecedented challenges in our movement as a people and as freedom fighters. So I want to thank Chuko Kabiama, first of all, for the life and good health given to all Biafrans and IPOB members, in particular worldwide. At the same time, I want to commiserate and sympathize with the victims of terror in our land. Those who have been unfortunately become victims of the inconsequential and unscrupulous individuals who have become tools in the hands of our enemies to help decimate our people and to undermine the effort of Biafrans and the IPOBs working assiduously to ensure that our leader Mazin Nnamdi Kanu is released unconditionally and Biafra is given referendum, as we have been asking. So I want to thank Chuko Kabiama, most importantly, for giving us a man and a prophet of our time, Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, who has been in a solitary confinement for almost 2 years now. The man who is a prisoner of conscience and the man who has sacrificed everything sacrificable to ensure that our people are free. I want to pray that Chukwu Abiyama will continue to be with him. The spirits of our ancestors and the land of Biafra will continue to be with him and protect him. And that soon and very soon, the zoo called Nigeria, that contraption, that evil forest, will let our leader go because he committed no crime known to law, but rather he was the one being offended. He was the one being offended by the zoo, and he is the one who has been a victim of terror orchestrated by the Fulani Caliphate, who has held us hostage for many years. But one thing is sure, this generation of IPOBians are going to end this stranglehold of Biafrans by the neo-colonialists and the Janjaweed from the Sahel, including their cohorts, the willing tools in our land who have compromised and sold their birthright for a pot of porridge and become accomplice in the killing and shedding of blood of their own people because of political appointments and because of selfish interest. We are going to make sure that our leader is released unconditionally as the UN working group has advised, as the High Court in Umuahia has ruled, and as the Appeal Court in Abuja has also ruled. Nigeria is an evil forest, a lawless country, a country without a president, ruled by mafians and cabals, and the impostor in Aso Rock. We will continue to shame them, we will continue to expose them to the world because we're all over the world. And by the time we finish with them, there will be nothing like Nigeria. Our leader said it, and we are going to make sure that this becomes a reality. By the time we end with Nigeria, there will be nothing like Nigeria anymore. Because the more they hold our leader, the more calamity they are invoking upon themselves. Mazin Nnamdi Kanu has committed no crime known to law. A quest for freedom and self-determination is not a crime all over the world. Therefore, he must be let free, he must be let go, and he must even be compensated for infringement of his right as a citizen of Biafra he is. So I want to encourage Biafrans all over the world to continue to pray for our men and women, our gallant men and women in the forest, who are protecting our land against those who have come to conquer our people by force and occupy our land. Those who have come to shed the blood of Biafrans on Biafra soil. Those who have come to destroy our culture, our religion, and way of life. Those who have come to ensure that our heritage is being taken and our people are Islamized, that they may dip their Quran in the Atlantic Ocean. We are here to tell them that they have failed on arrival. Not as long as these IPOBians are alive. Not today, not tomorrow, and not forever. Nobody born of a woman, no spirit or human can stop the restoration of Biafra. Biafrans all over the world, especially in Europe, we want to encourage you to continue doing the good work that you have been called to do. Because the quest of Biafra freedom is a spiritual movement. Those who are not in the spirit will always go for the peanuts. But those in the spirit will understand that what we are pursuing is priceless. There's no amount of money in this world that can replace or that can be equated to the freedom that we are going to achieve at the restoration of Biafra. Continue to do that good work that you started, because our leader is going to join us in no distant time. As I have already said, for the fact that he committed no crime, he is going to be released unconditionally and very soon. And we are not going to be distracted by the inconsequential and scrupulous individuals who have been hired and paid to see if they can shake the foundation of IPOB, which we know that is impossible. It's not going to happen. Those who are enforcing what is enforceable, those who are making false promises to deceive the people that are going to give them Biafra today and tomorrow, only the gullible can listen to them, because we have gone too far to look back. This generation of Biafrans are going to restore Biafra, and we are here to do the needful. And those who think that they can make a living out of this struggle, they must be warned, because Biafra is a spiritual movement. Those whose hands are not clean, those who have soiled their hands in criminality or in embezzlement of funds or in betrayal, in concocting lies against their fellow principal officers in order to achieve their own selfish interest, and in order to do the job of their masters, they must be warned, because this struggle is not a money-making franchise. Many have died, many have paid the ultimate price, and we are here to ensure that their sacrifices will never be in vain. We all have become stakeholders in this struggle, and we are making our own little sacrifices to ensure that in the end, Biafra will be restored, and we shall go home to build a nation and a civilization that has not been seen in Africa before. So please, fellow Biafrans, let us continue to pray for our gallant men and women in the forest, pray for our media warriors, pray for the leadership of IPOB, pray for our writers, pray for our medical corps, pray for coordinators, both national units and zonal, local government and state coordinators and regional coordinators. We remember all of you, and we commend you for your marvelous work, and pray that you will continue to do the needful until we reach the promised land. Thank you so much. From Switzerland, I will be standing by, and I thank Mas Jonathan and all the media warriors and our radio presenters for the marvelous work they have been doing that made it possible for us to be here today. Thank you also, Mazin Zurumike. Thank you, and Mazi Doziem, who is our head of directorate, for all you people have been doing to ensure that this struggle remains successful, remains afloat, and did not derail until today. I will be standing by when the time comes to take some questions. But for now, thank you so much, Mazi Jonathan and Mazi Zurumike. All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra, all hail Biafra. That
Mazi, can I?
A very wonderful rendition for Mazi Abanyim, our very, very amiable European rep. Thank you very much once again for that. And at this juncture, the microphone will have to move to the Canadian National Coordinator in the person of Mazi, or Chief Collins Oguoke. Please take up the microphone and address Biafrans across the board. Thank you so much. Go ahead, Mazi.
Good evening, good afternoon to any part of the world you are listening today. I'm Mazi Collins Oguoke, the National Coordinator of Canada Wide. I'm from Izmoha in Okigwe Province in Biafra land. It's a pleasure to speak to the world today through Radio Biafra. I give honor and glory to our mighty Chukwuokike Abiyama, who have made it possible that our leader, Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu, today is alive. And we are praying for his strength and health, that he will live to actualize Biafra. Nothing will happen to him. I'm not a man of too many words. I'm a silent operator. Action works louder than words. I'm calling upon all our members of IPOB worldwide to be resilient and steadfast, mainly in prayers, that we will live to see Biafra come alive. I'm using this opportunity again to let the world know that Canada is under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, whom Mazi Chika Edozie is standing in on his behalf. That there's no two IPOB in Canada, and there will be no two IPOB. Let us not be distracted by the evil of the gullible ones out there who pretend to be what they are not. At the end of it all, God will give Biafra the victory. Nothing is as sweet as freedom. Those who will give in their freedom for a pottage of yam will live to see what they will tend to achieve at the end of it all. But you cannot reap where you did not sow. I'm calling all the whole world to be in fasting and prayer for the actualization of Biafra. The truth must come out. Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a freedom fighter. He commits no sin. The zoo Nigeria know what they are doing. Their ends has come. Without Biafra, there will be no Africa. They know that too well. Everyone who is standing for Biafra should not quiver. Biafra will come. It will come when we sincerely and honestly believe in what we are doing and what we are fighting for our freedom. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been granted freedom through the court of the land in Nigeria. The impostor in Aso Rock said that he's not going to give a political solution to the Biafra problem. A court of the land has granted Nnamdi Kanu freedom, and they refuse him to go. Those who refuse him to go will go down, and Nnamdi Kanu will go. I will stop so far. I don't have much to say, but our trust and aspiration and freedom is predicated on Chukwuokike Abiyama. He say.
Thank you very much, Mazi Oguoke. Thank you so much for that. And with that, the microphone will now go to our Pacific rep in the person of Mazi, Pacific rep, United States. Please, can you go ahead, Mazi?
Yes, thank you so much, our Honorable Deputy HOD, and all the members of DOS who are here, and the fellow coordinators and regional reps. I salute you all. I salute all the Biafrans, both here and at home. Mazi Jonathan, I so much thank you for always hosting us and doing a great job on Radio Biafra. I would also like to extend these greetings to Mazi Alozie and Ike Peters. You guys are our stronghold. I will not forget about our media warriors. I extend greetings to all of you. My name is Nduvisi Chijoke. I come from Uzakole in Abia State of Biafra. Today, I live in Los Angeles, California, and I am honored to be the Pacific and Mountain Zone Coordinator. I would like to say IPOB America, do not despair. I know we've gone through a lot. Especially when the likes of Madam Oyibo, Nelly Ofebu, Ekperima invaded our family and tried to tear it apart. We have remained resolute, steadfast, and conquered them. All the other people who are renegades they try to form IPOB, parallel IPOB family, they have withered away. They don't even talk of being IPOB members. They are now talking about advent, shouting from one corner to the other. We are the true IPOB members. If you are a true IPOB member, then the challenge is for you to spread those news through Radio Biafra. Come and tell us who you are, the position you occupy, and what you do for IPOB. Come and tell us the money that you raise in the name of IPOB or ESN, what happened to those money. That's the essence of being an IPOB member under Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, whose authority has been vested into Mazi Nzurumike, Mazi Edoziem, and the DOS. You cannot be an IPOB or say you are IPOB group if it does not come through IPOB under Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the DOS, because you can't get anywhere walking backwards. You can't get Biafra walking backwards, doing your little shenanigans all over the place. We are moving and marching forward, IPOB America. There's no question about that. We will continue to evangelize and build our family as long as Biafra has not come. Therefore, I am calling on all the IPOB America and those who have withered away to come back home. Rejoin us. Take back the oath. That's what makes you an IPOB member. There were those who were called servants, principal servants, that did not even take the oath. We're not going to let that happen again. If you're going to be a principal servant, you must pay your dues, you must take the oath and give the oath to other new members. Sure, Edie. I would also like to use this opportunity to thank those who attended our end of year mega ESN fundraising. Every time we do this fundraising for ESN, we do even better. And what surprises me is, after the fundraising, for those who did not attend, they quietly sending their ESN contribution. I therefore encourage all those who did not attend or pledge to continue to send in their contributions. We are waxing strong. IPOB America is unshakable right now, especially under the auspices of Maazi Pope Ememadu and myself in America. We are unshakable. Try us and you'll see. Sometimes I even laugh. I say, how come the zoo has not even approached me to sell my soul? Bring that your 1 billion or 10 billion that you stole from our land. I will take it and fight you. We use it to buy jets. To fight you. Maybe they already know. That's why they haven't approached me, and they can't. The authentic IPOB members come from all corners of the world, especially those who are in Biafra land, fighting to safeguard our lands, our people. Once in a while, our people are killed. We continue to pray for their souls to rest in peace until we join them. There's no going backwards, there's no relenting, because if we do not get this Biafra in our time, you can kiss freedom goodbye. We're not going to leave it for our children. They cannot take care of it. They are a different generation. We are the generation, some of us saw the war. Some of us, we are schooled about what happened, and we saw the remnants of what happened. Therefore, we cannot let go. We know that the forces against a tiny Biafra is overwhelming. But at the end of the day, we are Biafrans. Biafrans don't die. Biafrans multiply. We re-multiply. We must get our freedom. There's no question about it. We know the Europeans are joining forces against us, the Americans, and the big devil, the British. They are there. We now see the handwork of the Russians encroaching gradually, building a police station in Biafra land to see what we're gonna do. All of you are going to live in shame. Africa is waiting for Biafra to come so that we can emerge and be a very powerful continent. It's gonna happen, and that's why the white people are afraid. We haven't done anything wrong to anybody. We must get our Biafra, and all roads lead to Biafra. We say it is either Biafra or Biafra. We take nothing else. Otherwise, we shall all perish, and we'll take along with us all the people and everything that is on our way. All the collateral damages will follow. Whoever that is, you can think about that. Most of the previous speakers have said most of the things I would like to say. I ask all Biafrans, whether you're in America, in diaspora, or back home, to continue to pray for the release of our leader, to continue to pray for his good health. Our leader must be released unconditionally, and the zoo must obey the conditions of his release, which includes but not limited to paying him back for all the atrocities they rendered to him. They should also remember that he has lost so much, the 28 men, his parents, cousins, his wife's parents. Why would we lose all those people and we give up today? It's not going to happen. It is not ever, ever going to happen. Wait and see what is coming to you. We're asking the world to give us a referendum, not that you have the referendum in your hand. Leave us alone. Let's conduct a referendum which is allowed all over the place, especially all over Europe. Britain got out of European Union. There are so many other members of the UK that are clamoring to get their referendum. They are getting it. Why can't Biafra get their own? Is it because we are black? If we are black, then why are you afraid of us? Allow us a common ground to compete with you. Allow us a common ground to compete with you in a fair way. We are the most peaceful human beings on earth. We like good things. We love lives. We don't kill anybody. We have not killed anybody. All we are asking is for a referendum. And that referendum we must get. Nothing but freedom. I thank you all, dear friends. Remain blessed. Deputy HOD, over.
Yes, thank you so much, Mazi. Well spoken. And I will now extend the microphone to our Central United States representative in the person of Mazi Samson Emma Madu. Mazi Samson Emma Madu, please, can you please take up the microphone and address Biafrans? Thank you so much.
Yeah, Deputy. My name is Pope Samson Amamando, and I hail from Umuahia in Biafra land. I serve this great family of IPOB as the coordinator for the Central and Eastern region of the USA. First of all, I want to give all the glory unto the Lord who is the King of glory, the Lord of Abraham, of Isaac, of Jacob, the Lord of Biafra, the Lord of Onyendu Mazuna Dekano. May all glory be unto his holy name. Biafrans all over the world, I greet you all as we continue to await the release of our leader, Hamadika of Biafra land, Onyendu Mazuna Dekano. And the Lord has called, liberate his people, take us out of this damnation, out of this sorrow, out of this misery, out of this suffering. A man who has only asked for the freedom of his people, nothing else. And then broken every law known to man. The people of this world, the enemies of Biafra, both foreign and local, renditioned him and took him to the zoo. And then all the courts in the zoo have released him. The appeal court, Umuahia High Court, have released him because they cannot say otherwise. When the Lord has put words in the mouth of those judges, they cannot do otherwise. I wonder why these children of perdition cannot understand. I wonder why they cannot see the signs. The Biafran issue has become an albatross around the neck of so-called civilized world. So-called. During the genocidal war instigated by Britain in 1967, we know America was involved in Vietnam. We didn't really know what position they took, what side they took in that genocidal war against the Biafran people, where over 5 million Biafrans got annihilated. And up to this day and time, nobody talks anything about that genocide against Biafran people. All we hear is elections, 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 elections. A people numbering over 70 million are asking for a referendum to be free. We know when the pilgrims left Europe, and they traveled away, they ran away from Europe out of persecution. They came over here. They say it's a newfound land. Erected the Statue of Liberty. They believe all men are created equal. That is the same freedom the Biafran people seek. And it is our right to be free. It is our right to be free. Our leader has done nothing wrong. And their courts have said that. Discharged him and acquitted him. A man who holds British citizenship. And Britain is there not saying anything. And then a British ambassador will be gallivanting all over the zoo, asking the people there to remain one. Oh, please remain one, remain one. What is wrong with these people who call themselves Nigerians? Are they normal human beings? No wonder you call them dead bodies, Jonathan. I don't know what other adjective to qualify these people with. A nation that has terrorists all over the place, killing on a daily basis, slaughtering people on a daily basis. If people were normal there, they should be talking about self-determination, holding the impostor to account. Holding the impostor accountable, calling for a referendum for various ethnic nationalities to determine their future. Rather, they are talking about elections. Are these people not shameless people? Are these people normal human beings? A clip I had at your program yesterday, Max Jonathan, a professor, a recorded speech of a professor, who said the most educated Africans have become the most stupid. And I can't agree more. They actually are. Because a lot of them are all over the place in the Western world, enjoying the civilization of the Western world. And they cannot even lend their voice to save their own people back in Africa. They are busy relishing awards upon awards that are being given to them. The same people giving you awards are laughing at them. Oh, intellectuals of African descent, rise up. Think about your motherland. Think home. Today now we know the position of America, because nobody is going to tell me that they don't know about the terrorist groups and activities in the zoo. They know about Boko Haram. They know about Mietiala. They know about ISIS in West Africa, ISWAP. One thing I want to assure the world is that nobody can stop the restoration of Biafra. You all are great astrologers. You go and watch the crystal balls. You must have seen the coming of Biafra, and you think you can stop it? You are kidding. Because the generation of Biafrans were born for this purpose. Nothing is going to stop the restoration of Biafra. Any man or woman or nation who think they can, they should try the best they can and see the result of it. Now, you all brought religion to Africa. We are going to show you that we are the people who are really called by the name of the Lord. We are the chosen of the Lord. We are going to teach you what you don't know. I will advise all the foreign enemies of Biafra ganging up, making all your clandestine meetings, supporting the zoo, a failed state in a shambolic election, all because you want to stop Biafra. You're wasting your damn time. Nobody, you cannot stop the restoration of Biafra. So Biafrans all over the world, particularly those in, back home, please continue to listen to Radio Biafra. That is where you get the authentic message. If it doesn't come from the Radio Biafra, then it's not true. If it's not signed by the head of our directorate, it is not true. If it's not something emanating from the Media and Publicity Secretary, Emma Powerful, then it's completely false. Please listen to the authentic news from Radio Biafra and save your life. Because all the enemy has is to kill. All they've been doing is to kill, 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 kill. Aren't you guys tired of killing? All in an effort to rubbish IPOB, all in an effort to frustrate IPOB. They go into Biafra land, go into churches, murder people, and say it's IPOB. Create a useless military outfit, security outfit, they call it Ubago. These are the Janjaweed, slaughtering and killing people in Biafra land. We know all of these things. But I assure you all that you are wasting your time. You are wasting your time. We call for the unconditional release of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who has done nothing wrong, who has already been discharged and acquitted. You better not touch the announcement of the Lord. You children of perdition. We want you now to release him unconditionally, because he's done nothing wrong. Because our freedom we must get. Biafra we must get. We must restore Biafra. A people numbering over 70 million. You want to keep subjugating us forever? Suppress us under a pseudo-amorphous contraption. That's never going to happen. Biafra must be restored. IPOB USA, we urge you to remain strong. We urge you to remain focused. We urge you to remain disciplined. I greet you all. Ndewo.
Ndewo once again, Mazi Ememado, our central representative, United States, as usual. Thank you so much for that very rendition. At this juncture, we would like the microphone to now shift to, I don't know if Mazi Zayoba, are you available? Mazi Zayoba, are you available for a brief time for our people?
Yes, Mazi, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead, Mazi. Go ahead as brief as you can.
All right. Thank you very much, Deputy Head of Directorates, and also members of the DOS who are here, and of course my own regard to Mazi, who I'm deputizing directly. Of course, I will not hesitate to greet Biafrans. Good evening from wherever you are. My reference to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, our indefatigable leader, which has been standing tall and fighting very hard for Biafra restoration. Honestly speaking, I must say this time around that before the Biafrans worldwide, that I will continue to stand side by side with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as long as Chukwu Okike Abiama gives me strength until this Biafra is restored. There's nothing that is going to change our mind. We can never buckle at any pressure. We are not going to give any, advancement to the enemy or any sign that we are weak to restore this Biafra. No matter how long it's going to take us, we're going to make sure that this our generation will fight to the happy end, not to the bitter end this time. This time we're going to fight to the happy end. Of course, my regard to his family, who are also continuously standing tall and also together with us. Having said that, my name remains Maiza Zayoba. I am from Mbise in Owura province. So I reside here in Ireland. By the special grace of Chukwu Kabiama, I am serving in Europe, the Biafrans in the capacity of the European Deputy European Rep. This evening, I just want to say something to reassure our people that we are all in together for this. And we are not going to retreat. We are not going to surrender. As long as this Biafra restoration is concerned, we're going to give 100% our strength to make sure that this Biafra is restored within our time. My heartfelt and sincere condolences goes to Biafrans and Enugu, our people in Enugu, that we got the information this afternoon, or early this morning, not this afternoon, early this morning, that we are on a heavy siege by the Fulani terrorists, and we are letting the world know that we are sitting in our home, and this Fulani terrorists sponsored by the Nigerian government, invaded our community, start killing our people. And this has been going on long before even IPOB. And now that IPOB is here, that is the only time you are beginning to see this in a public domain. And I have also tweeted this. My people should follow me on Maazai Zayoba Officials and on Twitter, and I'm there, and also Maazi China Samworu and a whole lot of other officers that are also tweeting. It's very, very important we let our concern being heard to the wider range of the community leaders, so that they will understand what we're going through. The British and her cohort have decided to suppress everything that has to do with the killing and the inhuman treatment that has been meted on our people since 1945 up until this very moment. 1967, they killed us over 7 million and closely to 10 million and left over 9 million internal refugees. We will have to continue to be saying this until it starts sinking in. And they have not stopped until this very moment. They were killing us because of the oil and the resources in our land. And this is something that they can easily negotiate and deal with the people that are actually. Please, I'm getting distorted. Somebody interrupt me, please. Who is not talking to mute, please. Thank you very much. Yes, Biafrans. So I want to make sure to let Biafrans know that we're not going to back down, and we must continue to tweet and follow comrades on Twitter, and make sure you tweet everything, and make sure you share some information, because Facebook have decided to make sure that some of the news that we are bringing out through that platform, that it will not be allowed to be put out there in the public. And they keep suspending some comrades' account. I can tell you, a number of us has been suspended 3 months, 2 months, just to make sure that they silence what is happening in Biafra land. Not even only in Africa, but specifically in Biafra land, because of the natural resources that the Almighty Chukwu Kabiama have used to bless us. We are not going to, as our leader have said in the past, We are not going to keep this for ourselves. We will still going to share it to the international community or those who want to do a genuine business with us. But what we are not going to continue to accept, and this our generation is going to resist at any cost, is to sit in our own homes, allowing these people who come from Niger and Mali and Lake Chad Basin to come and murder us in our land. We are letting the world know that we are not going to let what happened 1967, 1970, where they came in our land, snuff life out of us. We're not going to let that happen anymore. We are just saying this, not because we cannot do anything now. We are saying this so that the whole entire world will hear what is going on and how we've been besieged in our own homes. As we all know, British recently just left the European Union. Europeans happens to be Christians, believing in the same thing, the same system they have here. And they decided to walk the way for whatever reason best known to them. And recently, I have to say this in the public, recently, here in Ireland, which is less than 5 million, not up to 5 million, less than 5 million population, they just swapped government just in less than 24 hours. Go and check it. You can Google it. They just swapped leadership after 2.5 years. And nobody came here to meddle into their affairs. We did not see British High Commissioner here gallivanting and summoning President's meeting. We did not see other world leaders meddling into the affairs here. It did not happen here. But you can see the British with impunity and their hypocritical tendencies meddling into the affairs of our people, watching our people's life being snuffed out of them. But they decided not to say anything. They decided not to hear anything. They decided not to see anything. For all these years, for nearly 100 years and more and counting, British has been stealing oil from Biafra land. Not only that they are stealing oil from Biafra land, they are also using it to pollute our land without giving us anything in return. 70 million people. There are countries in Europe that are independent that are less than 500,000. Less than 500,000. We have not heard on the news or read British going there meddling into them, into their internal affairs. They claim that all politicals are domestic. But in happen our own, they will call this our people to Chantown House to portray them. And people are looking at these people. And people are looking at these people. Our people back home, Africans are looking at these people. Before you become anything in your own land, you have to travel from your land to the Britain, to Chatham House, to prove British that you can be able to govern your people. This is the worst humiliation of the century. The worst of it all. Proving that we are incapable. But IPOB is here, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is here. We are here to reverse that. And we have proven that. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu remains IPOB leader ever lived. And we are warning British, warning those who are still disobeying court order, that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu must be released. I have said this before, and we are going to say this now again. You killed us over 7.2 million with the record we have here. Confirm the record we have here. Over 7.2 million. 9 million internal refugees. This time around, we're going to give you 30 million to make sure that Biafra is restored. There's no amount of anything, subterfuge, no amount of killing, no amount of arming Fulani herdsmen to invade our communities that will stop us. We're not going to give up. By the way, it's appointed once man to die. Every man living on this planet Earth at some stage will die. So it's not going to make any difference to us. What matters to us, what way did you die? It's better for us to live one day with our respect and dignity than to live as a slave at the hand of British and their orchestrated Nigeria that they created, handed over the Fulani for 1,000 years. We are not going to allow that to happen. We're going to fight to the bitter end. We're going to make sure that this Biafra that we are talking about is restored in truth and honesty. We are encouraging our people to remain resolute, remain focused. Know that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have given everything humanly possible and still remaining strong. We want our people to continue to be loyal to the leadership of this movement. And this is why they have constantly and consistently attacking every structure that have been put in place to uphold this Biafra restoration project. But they have failed. We have said that before. No piece of our territory that will be given to Fulanis. We are letting the world know. No single piece, no single inch of our territory will be handed over to the Fulani, because we have not gone to Senegambia to look for any piece of territory of Fulanis there. We have not gone to Mali to look for any piece of territory of Fulanis there. We have not gone to Zimbabwe to look for any piece of territories of Fulanis over there. So therefore, you have no right to come in our land, to decimate our people, to destroy our land and crops. One thing that we have showed the British, your crime, since you have refused to do the needful, we are going to make sure we educate our children and unborn children over the crime that you have committed in our land. The killings that you have started since 1945 up until this very day. We are going to make sure that our children will pass this information to them. Remember, this is not that stone age that when you commit your crime, you will use some other information to cover it. This time around, we are witness to it. And we are letting the Fulanis that the Nigerian government are sponsoring to come in our land to do damage and kill. We want to let you know that you are buying a mortgage that will pay for 1,000 years. We are letting you know it's better you did the needful now. If you want to stay in our land, stay with the legitimacy. You can buy a piece of land, you can establish business, in a genuine way, and our land will protect you. But if you're going about doing what you're doing, raping our women and killing them, we are telling you now, you are buying a mortgage. We will never in this life forgive you. If you did not pay directly now, your children will pay. We are telling you now. We are warning you now. With the killings, the raping you are doing in our land, you are buying a mortgage in our generation and our generation to come. Because we can never, and we will never forgive you. We will never forget all this atrocity that you have committed in our land. And we are letting our people know that this is something that we need to put in our archives. Nobody can do this fight for us. British left EU without any reason. But they want us to remain in a contraction where Nigeria only exists on the blood of Igbo race and Biafran people. We are no longer going to allow that to continue to happen. We are not going to allow this to continue to, exceed this time. One of the problems I believe that we have had up on this very moment, which I have said this before and I have to repeat this again. What happened to us as a race is because all these years, and mainly since after the Biafran War, there was no umbrella, no organization, no group that was there to protect our people or to organize our people after Ikemba himself, People's General. Ohaneze and Igbo failed to do what they're supposed to do. They allowed our people to be carved into Kogi State, into some part, northern part of the zoo, where they don't even belong to the north. And their own Igbo race look like they have rejected them. Fulani can decide at any given time, launch attack into any community of these areas, Igbo community in these areas, and they'll be killed. Ohaneze and Igbo will not say that these people who are speaking the same language with me are my brothers. They are not supposed to be abandoned or carved into an area that they did not belong to. They have failed in all scores. They allowed our women to be raped. The pride of every race in this world, the pride of every community, every human being in this world is their women. That is why we cannot forgive the criminal in Finland that exposed the nakedness of our woman, regardless of her offense, regardless of disagreement, regardless of their problem. You cannot do that. You can't take the nude of an Igbo woman and expose it to the public. And now you want to restore Biafra. You want to come and claim that you're fighting for Biafra. You took the nude of an Igbo mother. What did she do to you? And you went and posted it on a social media worldwide. And coming now to talk to the people you think that you are smarter than. Anybody supporting this criminal, anybody supporting this fraud, this low-life pervert, we will have you on a record that when Biafra comes, we will bring your record. Anybody making contribution to this criminal, this fraudster, that we have make sure now, we are making sure now that the government in Europe here will apprehend this criminal. A cold-hardened criminal. that has nothing to contribute, has no life. He claimed that he's a legal miner and a legal practitioner. Tell me a lawyer that would do this nonsense. Tell me. Tell me, even in the zoo, tell me which lawyer that will do this. Tell me any legal miner that will come and blackmail a lawyer that have won a case of our leader. Instead of this criminal to talk about the freedom of our leader, he's now talking about how to feed him every month. That our people, does Mazen Nnamdi Kanu deserve this sacrifice he's making? Do you think that anything can stop Mazen Nnamdi Kanu from deciding to abandon us, or the Igbo to be destroyed and walked away there? He decided to stay to make sure that his own people are free. And somebody is sitting somewhere making a very useless video telling you that he will be giving him money every month. So Mazen Nnamdi Kanu that is running a mega movement like this, like IPOB, so we cannot be able to take care of our leader if need be. Our people will need to wake up and make sure that this Biafra restoration, that the effort Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have put in place is not a waste. But anybody thinking that we're going to back down on this Biafra restoration quest, anybody dreaming about it, if Katrina Lang she can go anywhere in Biafra land and bribe every community leader, because this is what they did in those days. This is a woman that is half mixed. The same thing Freddie Lugard is a half mix, not a full-blooded British. He's a half mix, I think Indian and half British. Now you see this one, half British and half Japanese. A woman that destroyed Zimbabwe. Try everything possible best in her power to assassinate Mugabe. But they are here in UK having their peaceful stuff. Their youth are going about here, enjoying their life, living their life every weekend, doing party. Idera God is in detention. For what crime? But this woman will go in the coastal region of Biafra land, and our people will come out to embrace a killer of our people. This is the highest insult of order. In this our generation, we're not going to let that to continue. If British can walk away from their European Union, Biafrans has 100% right to self-determination. Some of us who are living here are doing a legitimate job, contributing to their economy. But they came in our land, decide to pollute our land, decide to destroy our ecosystem, decide also to destroy us as a race, meddling into affairs, internal affairs. This all the way from UK, all the way from Britain, all the way. Something that no high commissioner have done what this woman is doing in Nigeria and Africa at large. No high commissioner have summoned any meeting, going into communities here in Britain. You will be arrested the same day as they did to UK with a mad. But this woman is going around with impunity, watching life being snuffed out of us, watching our women being killed every blessed day, watching a pregnant woman being killed. And this woman will come and people will come out to welcome this woman. That's no longer going to happen again. As I said, my sincere condolences to our people in Enugu, that so many of them have lost their life today In fact, since nearly 3 weeks now, Enugu has been under siege. And I also want to thank our ESN operatives that are doing the needful. Had it been that ESN is not there in our land, everything would have become a different story today. I want to really appreciate those who are loyal to this leadership. It's not all about who is sitting at the top. It's about having a structure, an umbrella that is bringing our people together. An umbrella that is looking after our people. An umbrella that is speaking on behalf of our people. Which Igbo, Ohaneze and the Igbo Union and other stuff they have in play that never, ever, ever achieved in this life. We have World Igbo Congress. They call themselves World Igbo Congress. But what are they doing? When one stupid, useless human being in Finland is killing his own people, if he actually come from Igbo land, he did not go and stop Fulani herdsmen in our bushes. He did not go and stop any soldier destroying our properties. He decided to take his own war against our people in our own land, in our communities, in a marketplace. This is where this guy is staging an attack on our people, claiming that he's forcing sit at home. They said they are doing an election in February, and he's doing sit at home now against February. How does this thing he did now connect to February? How? And people will not ask this question to him. I saw when a Yoruba man was asking him question, he could not answer a simple question. He was saying that the Yoruba boy should speak Nigerian. He should speak like a Nigerian. Somebody's asking you a question. You are saying that he must speak like a Nigerian. So what you are saying is you are proving that you are an agent of the zoo. Because of the guy who was speaking in a place that you are for many years. He thinks that everybody is like him, that he's so timid, that cannot brush up. Somebody that lives in a society for many years, that society will influence your life and also how you look and how you speak. As Mazin Woru said the other day, that if you see our youth back home, the way they stand around, and see the youth here, the way they stand around, you will know that there are a huge difference because our people lack that training. But in Europe here, they train them. So somebody living in a society that is well organized and disciplined, their attitude will also, their way of speaking will also show you. But the Perima said that somebody who has lived in England for years, so he must speak in Nigerian before he will continue the conversation. He caught the guy's phone and foolishly come on social media and post that. And you see our people, learned people in America, professors, contributing to this idiot. After he collect the money, he will come and dance on social media for them. And that is how he's getting Biafra for them. Lift a knife, a sword. And that is it. So Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, you think he's stupid? That did exactly the same thing Jesus did. Some of you that believe in Jesus. Going around, meeting people. And nobody in Europe, in the Western world, that have not met Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. You know where he comes from. You know his family. And where did this guy come from? Where did this guy meet you? Today, I am talking to you from our meeting here, our end of the year get together here. We are doing fundraising here. I am talking from the hall here where I am. Contributing my own quarters. This guy will sit on a camera and start talking jargon and issuing order that almost what we lost in these 5 days, nonsense he talks about. Number of our people and the access the Fulani herdsmen had through this phantom rubbish that he put in place has never occurred in IPOB for many years, since Mazen Nnamdi Kanu lead IPOB. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu never want to allow anything happen within our area. But this idiot was arming people to go in the market to kill our own people for Fulanis, helping Fulanis to kill our people. He will go to jail here. We are looking for, he will go to jail. It's a problem. Everybody will say it. He will go to jail here. And when it happens, we will tell you that we did it. Mazi, thank you very much for listening to me. Remain resolute. Remain loyal to this structure. It's not about Mazi Chikedozem, the leader. It's not about Mazi Nzurumike, the deputy. It's not about even me either. It's about having something that you can look upon and know. If you have your complaint, you complain here. We have made that available number that you can contact if there is anything suspicious happening in your community. You contact that number. Imagine if the whole entire East has nothing like that. It's only IPOB. We are the one also writing letters here to the government to protect our people who escape from the zoo political persecution. No other race, no other community here that has done that are doing it. UN respond to us here when we write to them. They know of what we are going through. And somebody is trying to distract you to go against those people that have sacrificed a lot. Know who loves you and who is fighting for you. We have speaking with our heart here. We are speaking, we have poured our heart open before our people that we meant well for them. None of us is being paid. We are sacrificing. I'm here today. I have made my own contribution and my own support to the Eastern Security Network. I didn't this. I support. I have given my own donation because I want my people to be free. I want my people to enjoy at least a small thing that they are producing in our own land. To stay in our own land in peace and with dignity. And after we might have finished this project, Biafra will be respected. Anywhere you see a Biafran, he will be respected. Even though now they are respecting Biafrans now. If you want to have any conversation with any Western person here or any white man here, once you mention Biafra, they will stand around and they will want to know more about Biafra. But once you mention Nigeria, you're finished. That conversation will die there immediately. The zoo we have destroyed Nigeria completely internationally. Nothing left of Nigeria. Look at even their new currency. Have gone from bad to even worse. Nigeria is finished. Anybody hoping on Nigeria, forget about what they are talking about, their jamboree that is coming up in 2 years, in a 2 months time. We are not going to be a part of it. We're not going to be a part of it because we have rejected them and we have rejected anything that has to do with them. Thank you very much for listening to me. And I said, may Chukwu Abiyama continue to give us strength and remain resolute. Continue to support this movement. Don't let anybody to distract you. Don't let anybody to push you to go against the structure that have led you for nearly 10 years now. Don't. On this, I said, Biafra will be restored and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be soon join us. Nothing will happen to him. Thank you very much for listening to me. I remain Mazi Aizayoba from here. Thank you very much. And microphone back to our Deputy Head of Directorate. Thank you.
Thank you once again. That was Mazi Oba, the Deputy European Rep. Well spoken, Mazi. This microphone now has to go to, I don't know if Mazi Nachi is in the house. Mazi Nachi, if you're here, please pick this microphone and address Biafrans very, very briefly, please. If you're available, Mazi Nachi, our South American continental rep, please take up the microphone. Mazi Nachi doesn't seem to be here. I'm sure I've gone round the table. I would, at this juncture, ask Mazi, in case I think we can take very few questions. I know many people would like to call in and ask questions and all that. Please, no contribution to anything, or like will I say or speech making and all that. We will be able to entertain very few questions. I think like 5 of them, after which we'll now roll into the vote of thanks phases. So please, Jonathan, I don't know if you're hearing me. Jonathan. Jonathan, are you hearing me, or are you on mute? All right. Without any delay, we still have a lot of things on board. Like Mazi, Oba, and many of them have spoken. The bottom line is that we are still facing challenges. There are some issues still coming in, even as we speak. I'm not sure. I think yes, we have some informations coming in. I don't know, by way of breaking news, but some, natural slaves.
Mazi, can you hear me?
Called Agala people.
Mazi, can you hear me? I'm here, please.
I can now hear you, but let me just say what I want to say just right now.
Okay, go on.
Have natural slaves. We have natural slaves, a group of indigenous, called Agala people, who have decided they are from Benue State. These are the people across the so-called middle belt that we do cherish, we do protect them, we do speak for them, we always advocate for them and their interest. That somehow these same so-called Agala people decided to now join forces with Fulani terrorists and decided to orchestrate mayhem and genocide in Biafra land in a place called Eha Amufu in Enugu State. The people of Eha Amufu in Enugu State have been invaded. There is a killing spree going on as we speak. People have fled their homes, are running helter-skelter looking for where to have themselves protected. Biafrans, this is happening because the so-called governors are inept. They are completely without teeth. These people are sitting there answering governors for their own kitchen and their own family and their own pockets, while our people every day without any help, without any person taking up the microphone in the government house to speak on their behalf, yet they are called governors who are supposed to protect lives and properties, but none is the case. They are there as our people are being killed, mayhem is going on, and destroyed lives and properties are being destroyed as we speak. We saw the other day that Mieti Allah came up to speak and made some claims somehow that young people in Southeast are somehow evacuating and getting rid of their people out of our land and all that, different claims which are not true. We have our people who are victims themselves. The least we have done is to defend ourselves as little as we can. Now the obvious is clear. They are killing our people once again, and you will see Mieti Allah, the very political wing of this very terrorist group, keeping quiet as the killings continue. They know what they're doing. This is well orchestrated, well supported by Asurok, well supported by Tony Blair, and well supported by British, because they don't care about black man's life. It's about reduction of the numbers of black people. That's what for them, that's what's all about. But we are Biafrans, our lives are precious. Our lives are so dear to us, and we are going to resist this killing. Our men will have to go against this very killing spree and stand firm and tall against the enemies who are hovering on all fronts, that we might claim our lands once again, that those of them being chased away from their villages and hamlets and their towns in a place called Eha Amuf. Eha Amuf people must return their territory. They must stay put in their land. That is where God created them. That is what God made them to stay. This is for all of you to know what we are into. The killings have continued. They have decided to make this very time of merriment a very, very gruesome time against our people. That is the time they have chosen. That is why everybody must remain very, very vigilant going forward. Look around and check out the back of your fellow Biafran at all times and alert our people, bring very home the very essence of awareness, that our people will rise up and always be, vigilant, knowing that we are all surrounded by enemies at all times, but we must resist with that. We have no choice. Biafrans have no choice. At this very juncture, Mazi, I did mention that we're going to take few questions, just very few questions, just about 5 questions, and then we will go into vote of thanks. Thank you very much. Mazi, Jonathan, if you are there, please go ahead.
And there were Mazi, our Deputy HOD. Thank you very much. Sorry for before, because it is the sound system. I was speaking, but it was not coming out until I have to do something. Now, I think before I continue, I have some questions, but let me take it with just few questions, which are in the minds or the lips of people. Anyway, first of all, I want to ask this: is there any problem in the German IPOB family? I want to ask this to the Continental Rep, most probably. Is there any problem in the German family of IPOB, please?
Maji Jonathan, I don't know if you can hear me.
The whole world is hearing you clearly, not only me, please. Go on.
And thank you for the question. My name once again is Mazi Austin Abaim, the European representative of the IPOB. And the answer to your question is no. Germany, of course, is very intact. As European rep, I can confidently tell you what is happening in every country in Europe, because I'm in touch with not only the national coordinator, but most of the people that are hardcore in each country. I take time to take their calls and listen to their complaints and their suggestions and ideas. We have no problem in Germany, but since our leader has been kidnapped in Kenya and extraordinary retention to Nigeria, things have never been the same. You have one infiltrator here and there, those who have been misguided, some of them have been misled, some of them were deceived, and unfortunately, these are the people that we are claiming to stand with our leader, come what may. And in a very short period of time, some of them have derailed, to their own detriment and probably to their own peril. There are those who are also trying to instigate problems here and there. But I tell you, this leadership of IPOB, headed by Magic Edoziemo, when the media warriors state you that the doors are wise, they are not mincing words, especially the person called Mazi Ikenga Urago used to say this in his broadcast, that the doors are wise. And it's not just overstatement. It tells you how thoughtful the leadership is. And because of that gift of wisdom, and of course the grace of Chukwu Abiyama that has been upon us. We try to make the best out of every situation, despite the fierce attack that is coming from left, right, and center from the infiltrators, those who have been, bought over to sell this agitation, but they have all fared woefully. So in every country, Germany included, we have those ones who are concocting lies, trying to influence the decision of this movement, because of selfish interest. They are trying to see what they can do to derail our struggle or to bring confusion or distraction to this leadership. But they are dead on arrival. I will tell you that we don't have any problem. Germany remains intact. The leadership in Germany are doing great work. The coordinators, the national coordinator, and every member of IPOB in Germany, I have to commend them with this opportunity for doing a great work. And Germany has been doing well for the last few years. So my answer to you is yes, we don't have any problem, but there are infiltrators everywhere who are trying to cause problem, but they are dead on arrival. Thank you.
There were Mazi. The second direct question, I want to just inquire whether do we have a family in this Caribbean island, Jamaica?
Mazi Jonathan, are you there?
Yes. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I was asking whether we have a family, IPOB family in Jamaica, because I know some time ago one brother had been calling me from there to talk about the family in Jamaica. Because of
Yes.
many of our people are there. So I don't know, the Caribbean rep, I don't know whether you're hearing me.
Mazi, you will please forward that contact to me. We'll get it coordinated. Forward me that contact.
Okay.
Yeah, apart from that, I just want to add to Mazi Abayim. He was very, very correct. Germany is very stable. There might be some maniacs who are trying to raise dust and incendiary where there is none. When people are working peacefully and the lattices are completely strong, all we need to do is to consolidate and support and move and march ahead and make sure that the excesses of this very movement is achieved, and not the other way around, and not because of personal interests and egoism and egocentrism and all whatnot. That is what we see happening these days, unfortunately. But those are angels of the devil. Who, of course, the good angels will not want to destroy what Chukwu Abiyama has put in place, except the angels of the devil. But one thing is very clear: those of them who are tempting this very territory, they are in for everlasting destruction. That I can assure them. They must be very, very careful. They must be very, very careful. I do keep quiet when it comes to Germany, but this time it's like they're taking it too far. Those of them who are trying to cause confusion must be very, very careful. The leadership is in touch with our leader. In case of anything, there is a line of communication for the leadership, and we are in touch with our leader, and we know how far and where we are with that on that very issue. The national coordinator, so far, so good, doing a good job. All the zonal coordinators working so hard and as seriously and maintaining tranquility and maintaining integrity of this very hallowed movement, and everything working fine. For anybody to suggest otherwise must be only trying to sow a seed of discord, and that will not be tolerated going forward, and not from those who are not meant to meddle into, affairs of coordination. Administrative activities is not for everybody to meddle with. If you're not in that very corner, please, like the zoo people will say, stay in your lane and park one side. Thank you very much, and go ahead in case you have another question.
Yes, I have, because after this, I will just open the line and take just 2 questions or 3, if need be. Please, for your information, if you want to ask question or be among the just 2 or 3 people, you can call on this on WhatsApp. Only WhatsApp. Only WhatsApp. Do not call any other line. You know, please. The WhatsApp line is +61 405 142 547. Strictly for question. If you don't have any question, do not call, please. Now, let me repeat the number again. WhatsApp only +61 405 142 547. Now, Mazi, the other question I have is about the American family. You know, owing to what has happened severally in this movement, many from IPOB family see America now in a negative way. Now, my question is, which is in the lips of many other people, how is the American family faring? Because there have been many hiccups, not only this time, many times. And some people believe that nothing good comes out of America again in this movement, as long as this movement is concerned. Therefore, that is why I want to ask for clarity. How is the American family faring in this time around, please?
Yes, Mazi, if that question is for me,
anybody can take it.
All right. In fact, I will want to give it to our 2 reps from the United States to tap into that very question. If they're here, I would like any of them to pick it up. Baba Chijoke, you're here, or Mazi Madu, please go ahead and handle that question, please, as brief as you can.
Please, Mazi, any person unmute yourself so that you can be able to speak. Baba Chijok is on mute.
Okay. All right, I'll speak. Can you hear me, Mazi?
The whole world is hearing you. Go on, you're crystal clear.
Okay, good. About America, America is doing very well now. You know, a huge chunk of the problem we experienced in IPOB recently, you know, occurred here in America. Majority of the infiltrators were here in America. As a result, that is the reason, you know, some people might think America is no longer stable. But you've seen that, you know, because before our leader was extraordinarily renditioned, our leader paid, you know, much attention to America. He was dealing with so many, you know, people here in America. And then, unfortunately, that rendition occurred. Like I said, we had so many infiltrators in America. Nelly Ofebu, Oyibise, you know, and a lot of other principal officers, principal servants who are autopiloters. So, but moving forward, since we discovered all of these anomalies, and we pledge our loyalty, you know, to the HOD, Mazi Edozien, we've been trying to fix everything, put things back in place. And I can assure you that as it were today, America is doing very well. We are moving forward. But, let's not forget that we had 2 other regional coordinators that later on fell apart, you know, that went with the autopiloters. So those are the people who are causing confusion. And together with that woman called, you know, And, people who have been indefinitely suspended, more or less they've been dismissed, So they keep doing their own thing anyway, So, but we make sure that those of the members we have with us who believe in IPOB under our leader and under Mazi Edozim conform to the structure of IPOB leadership. We make sure that they follow instructions, they follow the chain of command, and I can assure you that we're making progress. And some of the gullibles who went away with those deceitful people, those infiltrators, the one that called himself Ogbuefi, and the Lizon group, Chinyaronwiyi, and Edinwa Chukwu, Ndidi Awurum, Tochukwu Ikwamusi, and all the bunch of infiltrators and autopiloters. Some who have eventually realized that they are mistaken, they were, deceived by those people. They are coming back to the fold. And I can assure IPOB members worldwide that once they are coming back, we are making them take the oath, anew. They take the oath afresh. And we are keeping a very close watch on everybody. So IPOB worldwide, we are here to make sure that our Chijioke and myself will make sure that we get USA working again. Thank you.
Yeah, well, okay. Let's go to the line because people. I don't know whether.
This is Baba Chijioke. May I add something to
go.
what said? Yes, Pope said it all. But I just, like I spoke before, I want to make it certain to give assurance to IPOB USA that we are forging ahead, that the family of IPOB USA is intact. No question about it. Now, we had a lot of challenges when the likes of Chinyaronwiyi of Lezon with her cohort called Chinwediwachukwu trying to overtake the leadership of USA. We told them that cannot happen. These people are not believers of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or the DOS. Absolutely not. We did not realize that in the beginning, but we caught it on time and we disabled them. They cannot come to Radio Biafra. They cannot, even they have abandoned IPOB. So as far as I'm concerned, or we are concerned, that liaison is now, it's not operation, but we are fighting hard to make sure all those accounts Chinwediwachukwu opened to siphon money from gullible Biafrans are closed. Does not work. She opened the IPOB worldwide and trying to use several means to for people to put money there, different avenues, like TransferWise, like GoFundMe, like well, people putting money directly, either credit card or what's not, into that account. We're trying to make sure it does not work. This woman has no job. These people send money to people in Germany to keep them afloat. And these are the people that they believe in. Mazi Pope said it. And the big elephant in the room called Canon. We've really rendered them useless. Now people are calling us from different families in the United States to come back. They now realize these people, they believe in Ekperima, Simon Ekpa. Okay? They no longer talk about IPOB. Now all they talk about is what do they call them? I've forgotten their name.
It's not even important. It's not important.
Autopilot.
Our hard-earned money to the Umweri account in Oregon. Mazi Amokama. He has been removed. Okay? And we have a new coordinator. His name is Ekene Powell Abapu, a henchman, a true Biafran. He pays his dues and send it through California because he could not pay it into the account established by Amokama so that it doesn't continue to go to, what do you call it, Oyibo.
What's his last name again? Ekene Powell again?
His first name is Ekene, middle name Powell, last name Abaku of Oregon. Yes.
All right.
Okay. He is duly sworn in. He pays his dues, current, everything through California. He's the new Oregon coordinator. Now, if I misspoke, I don't think I did. If I misspoke and said that the Russians are building police stations in Biafra land, that's not true.
It's the
I
Chinese.
mean to say the Chinese, with impunity, building a police station in Biafra land, to be precise. That cannot happen. That cannot continue to happen. They are doing it at their own detriment. Maybe this is a testing ground to what is yet to come from them. They will regret it. They need to dismantle that police station. We are Biafrans. Overall, IPOB USA is intact. And there are many people around that come to us and tell us that they're with us. And IPOB, we're doing well. We have a good amount of money for ESN. I'm not going to say it. We just concluded our ESN fundraising, and the HOD is going to convene a meeting of the regionals and the financial people to give account of all the money we've collected to date, and we give account to the penny and leave it up to the DOS to tell us what to do with it. No going back. There one.
There were. Caller on WhatsApp, please ask your question in 3 minutes. Please. Restrict your question to 3 minutes. Go. Yes.
Mazi,
go on.
Please, after this question, I would like the national coordinator of South Africa to come up with a short, a very, very short presentation, and I think he would like to lead after his presentation. So let's entertain this call, and we'll go to the South African national coordinator. Mazi Isu Ogechuku. Go ahead, Mazi.
There were. Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? Please go on to your question.
Yeah, I can hear you, man. Good evening, sir.
Welcome to the program.
I greet our brothers, the DOS. I greet everybody. You guys are doing a great job. I don't really have a question, Sha. What I want, I just want to make a request. It's about the Radio Biafra FMs in Biafra land. You know, during 2015, we have this very strong transmitter that is covering almost the whole of Port Harcourt and Iguacha, Aba, and all those things. Very strong. But during this time now, we don't have enough radio station that is covering. So I'm just pleading on our DOS and HOD, if it is possible, that we will get another a good transmitter that will put in Biafra land that will be covering like before, even if it is to contribute more money. We are ready. I'm calling from Germany, and we have our people here that is doing container, sending container home. We can take it back, please, because the radio is very important, and is the reason why our people are not following up again like before. Most of them go and listen and hear other fake news and carry it out. So it's because of the radio I called. So if there is any way
Thank
we
you.
can
I
get that
think
kind
it's
of
noted.
transmitter like before.
It's noted. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Mazi, our deputy, please. You can come in if you want to say something about this, or you bring the South African rep in order to say what you want to say.
Yes, I mean, the request and the anxiety made by that our brother is well noted. The leadership will look into that very issue with all alacrity. So for now, I will say, let me call in the South African National Coordinator to do his very brief presentation, and then he will quit. Mazi, please, Mazi, come on board and take up the microphone.
Mazi, South Africa, please, over to you, the South African rep.
Good evening, sir. Am I coming out loud?
You are. The whole world is hearing you crisp. Go on.
Okay, thank you, sir. I just want to be very brief. Okay, I just want to say that immediately.
Please, can you mention your name? Can you introduce yourself first?
Okay, my name is Ogechukwu Isu, a servant in the capacity of a national coordinator here in South Africa. Ogechukwu Isu hails from Ehubo. Ehubo is in Afikpo local government in the present day Ebonyi. Okay, all the challenges we are facing is not a surprise, because the day IPOB was bettered is the day the zoo know that the people who have come to restore Biafra has come. So immediately IPOB was bettered, they also bettered their infiltrators, and they were dispatching them in badges, you know, according to. And if you watch their strategies, their focus, and everything they do is all focused in ways to bring IPOB down. And most of them who came earlier, the first badges, were fortunate enough to even be in a very strategic positions that they even, some of them are even in control of our finances. So it's really a very big issue, but we have woken up to realize that these people are not part of us, because once you say you are an IPOB member and you don't obey the structures of IPOB,
you don't obey the leadership of IPOB, indirectly, you don't have any regard for Nnamdi Kanu. No matter how you say that Nnamdi Kanu is our leader or whatever, anybody can say that. It's very easy to say, because if you are not saying it, nobody will believe you. So it's just a strategy, but it all boils down in acts. What you exhibit in your act is different from what you say. So we have some things, some lists we have compiled here, and it took us time. We painstakingly made out time, made research over and over, even have pleaded to these individuals, but these individuals has not given any reason to withdraw or even to change in the nearest future. All their attitude is born on gross insubordination to the leadership structure of IPOB, and is sabotaging any effort that will move IPOB forward here in South Africa. So we'll make our recommendation. I'll be calling them one after the other. One is the Mazi Innocent Alia, former IPOB Western Cape coordinator, and his group is leading, which is a Mazi Onyebula Anoliefo, former Zona PRO, Mazi Shinedu Shime, Sadana Bay coordinator, Mazi Kinzaki AKBC Strong Unit coordinator, Mazi Shika Amade Strong Unit assistant coordinator, Mazi Philip Okeke, former Paro unit coordinator, former Paro Financial Secretary, Mazi Frank Onyebuchi, the Parkland Unit Coordinator, Mazi Sunday Onu Ebulam, Belleville Unit Coordinator, Mazi Anayoshukwu Osondo, former Zona Welfare Head, Mazi Vitalis Ibe, Pretoria Coordinator, and lastly on this, and the 11th, Mazi Prince Selina Obasinashi from Northeast Unit in Johannesburg, and lastly, Mazi Shinagoron Shima from Itekwini Unit in Durban. Mazi Shidebere Enoch from Pietermaritzburg, KwaZulu-Natal. These individuals have not only indicated the symptoms of autopilot, they have also vowed that anything the leadership of IPOB says must not work. They can never abide by it. Anything like if you give instruction, even any instruction that is given by our HOD, they don't regard it as anything. They don't take it as anything. And they incubate all the activities of autopilot. They hash it. We have overwhelming evidence against them to back up this claim, so that the people will not just say that we are pointing people out. We have given them a long rope to see if there is any change they can do, but it proves abortive. So another stage of people we have here is the people that is going to be replaced. We are removing Mazi Okoro Ezenwa officially, Okoro Ezenwa Ekuma, as the coordinator of Northeast Unit, Johannesburg, and they're replacing him with Mazi Abosi Nwankwo. We are removing Mazi Peter Igwilo and as the Gauteng rep, and replacing him with Mazi Prince Innocent Chukwuemeka from that triangle. We are removing Mazi Chukwudi Emma Olewe from Randburg and the Four Ways Unit 6 in Johannesburg, and replacing him with Mazi Jonathan Ozemene on acting capacity. We are moving Mazi Shibike Paul Amuzie as the Johannesburg CBD unit coordinator, and replacing him with Mazi Emmanuel Ewato on acting capacity base. We are removing Mazi Mazi Anthony Obinna Nwanehi as the Cosmo City coordinator, and we are replacing him with Mazi Ebuka J. Onwuka. Okay, and we are announcing officially Mazi Boniface Ameshi Ude as the zonal coordinator of Johannesburg, and Mazi Shima Ngams as the unit coordinator of Jamestown. So this is all we have here. We are taking this decision based on prolonged argument and the pleading to these individuals to change, but we don't see anything that is, they are not likely to change because they know why they are here. And we are also requesting that these units are to be closed temporarily. It will be reopened by the zonal coordinators. They fall into bed, because if we don't close these units, it will be very, very hard for us to, sift out genuine members, because automatically these people, these individuals are in control of here, this unit. So we request for the temporary closure of Strand unit in Western Cape, Parkland unit in Western Cape, Savannah Bay in Western Cape, Clearwater unit in Johannesburg, Cape Town unit, and Pretoria unit, Belleville and Garden Route units. The reason why we have come to this conclusion, because we have seen that many genuine members don't know what is happening, because these people don't want to be circulating the information. They first remove them, most of them, in our general forum, and with the intimidation they are also giving them, it doesn't give them the opportunity to say their mind. So we resolved that as they are being removed, we should close these units temporarily to give the new zonal coordinators the privilege to create new units in that particular area, consigned area, where they fall under. Or it's not going to be closed permanently. It's just a temporary to give them a neutral ground to do their work. So, finally, we are calling on those units who are still holding IPOB money, like a Tekwini unit. The one for Eastern Cape, we've just resolved it yesterday. They have promised that they will do that. But the Tekwini unit, we have pleaded over and over. They don't want to, they are having a chunk of our money. They don't want to do the needful by transferring it to the welfare account where it will be accounted for. They are just holding the money. So we are giving them this week to return our money, to transfer our money to the welfare account. And the same hand, we are calling Mazi Peter Iwilo and the Mazi Michael Konkwo to do all they can to go to Johannesburg, where they will go and sign for the transfer of some chunk of money there also in the Johannesburg Carlton account, and transfer it to the national account, the newly opened one in Nedbank. So that is what we are requesting of the leadership. And once this is done, we assure you that we will deliver irrespective of the challenges. We are having stress by the autopilot. We are already doing the needful. We are gathering their informations, because here is not the zoo where people do anyhow. We are gathering both their names, their phone numbers, to hand it over to the authority of this country, so that they will sweep into action. Should they come up with maybe if anything happen as they are threatening to any of our members or any close relative of our members or anything, they are now our prime suspect, because we have evidences of their threats everywhere. So we cannot just let that go like that. So this, we are pleading for our leadership to see how they are, to see what they do, so that we can move forward. We don't need anybody that is dragging us backward.
Yes, Mazi, stand back. Don't go away. Don't go away.
Okay, sir.
Yes, all the reports have been pouring in for months, not yesterday. The reports have been pouring in for months. There have been meetings, in trying to navigate through the issues and trying to resolve matters. I have chaired some of these meetings and come up with resolutions. And lo and behold, you will see some very stubborn individuals who somehow will go behind the scene and continue as usual. And that is why the pronouncements made this night will remain sticking and hold. All the announcements he has made, those replaced, those removed, it's remained hereby holding. Anybody replaced is replaced. Anybody sacked is sacked. The new people, the new servants should now please buckle up to do the needful. The zones that are to be closed temporarily remain closed temporarily, and to allow those new officers to do the needful and do a better job in trying to consolidate and in trying to organize and give our families a new face. We don't need stubbornness. We don't have the luxury to carry baggages along at this stage. The times are different. The stakes are high. And that is why this very leadership will not tolerate any atom of insubordination anywhere, any place going forward. And that is why, Mazi, you have done a good job. As our leader has always said, national coordinators must be allowed to do the needful, to do the jobs they're supposed to do, unless otherwise. Because before your presentation, I have personally asked coordinator of coordinators of the whole IPOB worldwide. I have seen most of these evidences. They are very, 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 staggering. And you need to see what is happening in South Africa. There are very good men and women in South Africa, no doubt. Very, very good, decent people over there, but very, very few, distractors. And those distractors we cannot carry along. And that is why what you have pronounced, Mazi, is hereby taken on board, and must act accordingly. Everybody must fall in line. Your national coordinator is your primary superior, and what he says, there goes, and you have to fall in line. Unless you find him otherwise doing something wrong, there are channels for you. You have to, channel your issue in appropriate quarter. We have the also regional coordinator for South Africa. In case you think you are not satisfied, channel it to him, and he will get to me. And otherwise, in a very, very, abstract situation, you also have the CRC at ipob.org. You can also forward whatever complaint you think you have, and then it will be evaluated and studied and then responded to accordingly. So, Mazi, thank you very much for your presentation, and keep on putting our families together, give them a new face, because everywhere in IPOB worldwide, not only in South Africa, we are building new faces because of the effects of the infiltrators we have experienced in the past 1.5 years. But we are forging ahead, and because IPOB is very resilient, and nobody can test our resolve going forward, and never would that be. Thank you very much. Go back home, and Mazi, continue to work as usual, assiduously with your ESCOs and the rest of them. Those replaced, please follow suit. Those of you who were announced by our HOD in the past as being removed, and you continue to parade yourselves somehow in acting capacity, please be warned. I'm sure by the next announcement, you will, if not expelled, you will be indefinitely suspended. If you know you were announced by HOD in the past and you continue to act somehow in that same capacity where you were stepped down, please desist from doing so going forward. Be warned once again. Maze Isu Ogechukwu, thank you very much for that very presentation. And if you like, you can now call it a day. Otherwise, you can stick with us. Mazi Jonathan, back to you with the microphone.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. I have a caller on WhatsApp. Please call on WhatsApp. Welcome to the program. Go straight to your question and stick to 3 minutes, please. Go on, please. Caller on WhatsApp.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, my big brother, Mark Jonathan. I hope, can you hear me very well?
The whole world is hearing you. Everybody's hearing you.
Thank you very much once more again, our leaders, HOD and DOS, the principal officers. I salute you. This is your brother who will call you from UK. The country who committed genocide against Biafrans and tried to sweep it under the carpet. And Mazen Namdekano and the HOD said no. The world must hear about it. And they are ashamed. They are ashamed of themselves, and they will surely make sure we hold Britain accountable for the genocide they committed against Biafrans. And my reason of calling to ask question is this, because I'm very angry. Believe you me, the HOD and the DOS. I heard one of our leaders right now say that American people, some of them are beginning to come back to their senses, and they have realized the truth. And they have they'll bring them back to, if they will put them back to take oath, and we monitor them. I am asking these questions, my leaders, with due respect from the bottom of my heart, because we know you guys have been going through a lot by blackmailing and then tarnishing your image, calling you guys all sorts of names, criminals, and we know that you people have nothing to do with all those things. Even Tuko Kabiama himself, no. But we know the reason why they are still doing all those things, just to deceive the gullible, our people. But they have failed. But what I'm trying to say this night is this. Why are we giving these people that fall away, that work with these infiltrators, these criminals, another second chance to come back in IPOB family so that we can monitor them? We have no. How can we monitor a criminal and a devil? They remain devil, and devil they should be. Please explain to us. I can understand 1 month, 2 months when Mazi was kidnapped. Okay, we can say, okay, we forgive them, they were confused. But up to this moment, some of them come to say they are repented. And we have to integrate them back and let them take oath, and we monitor them. My leaders, I'm asking you, is it not the time we pack these people one side? Let them stay there and let them kill themselves by themselves instead of bringing them back into IPOB family, because we never know where Agua Balide Rishi. Since they have been havoc in IPOB, we still fund our people. We still donate money to take care of everything IPOB need. We don't need them. That is my own opinion, because we have suffered enough from the hands of these criminals infiltrators. So therefore, my leaders, for me, I will say this no-go area. Let them stay there until Mazi comes out. Thank you very much. I want to know why you guys want to bring them and monitor them. Thank you very much.
There were Mazi.
Okay. May I come in, Mazi Jonathan?
Okay,
this is
go on.
Baba Chijioke.
Go on.
Okay. Mazi, thank you so much. What you said is correct. And I have habited that kind of belief. But remember, we're IPOB. Nobody can deceive us. We would like to give them a second chance. We will monitor them, but none of them can have any power, any principal servant position. They will take the oath again. They will pay their dues, and we will continue. They will be on a razor sharp monitoring. Remember the parable of the prodigal son. Okay? And because we were in a position to identify them and kick them out, did not follow them in their shenanigans. That is how it is going to continue to be. I am not longing for them to come back and do this and things. They will have what is called a higher expectation. And it is them that will do it. Everything will be on them. If they cannot meet the new condition, now we tell them they are not ready. They are not true to their cause and why they are coming back. We will kick them out. They will take the oath all over again, especially those that did not take the oath and became principal servants. How can somebody in California, I am the coordinator in California, I am the regional coordinator in the Pacific, and you leave me and run to Washington, D.C., a small IPOB family to get an oath. Whereas while you were in California, you refused vehemently to say it's against religion and for everything. And now suddenly you say, oh, I've taken the oath. Hi, Chief Ogbu, if you gave me the oath in Washington, D.C., you left your family in California to take the oath. I want them to come back. Let me give them that oath. I want them to come back. Let Baba Chijioke give them that oath. It's different. I'm not changing the wordings or anything. Let them, in my presence, with another principal servant, take the oath, pay their dues, and renounce their bad behavior. It's a setup. That's what I'm talking about. Everywhere. All those people that went to Umweri or said that they don't believe in DOS or whatever, and now they are changed. And we would like them to come back. We administer that oath. The world will see it. It doesn't mean that we're gonna get loose and just say that things are now normal and move on. No way. As long as Baba Chijioke is there, they fear me. Baba Chijioke will give them that oath. Let them come back. The world will know about it. That's all I'm talking about. Thank you.
There were Mazi. I think we move on. I will take maybe another 2 more calls.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Mazi Jonathan.
Yes.
It will be important for Biafrans to understand that the situation and the makeup of Biafrans United States in terms of mental capacity and will I say mental gravitation is completely something else. They don't roll or think the way those of you in Europe do. They don't think or roll like those of them in Asia do. Or those even in Biafra land do. They are exceptionally something else. We've come to realize that. What Mazi Babachioke just said is not something you can replicate somewhere else outside United States. In so many places in this very struggle, the doors are closed, completely closed. But in the United States, the circumstances are very, very mysterious. You get to hear why somebody is departed, and you figure out that most of the times they don't allow themselves to comprehend entirely what we're doing. We have those of them in other places who have understood completely and used to our modus operandi and the do's and don'ts of this very of what we're doing, you know. But then you have those of them in United States who completely do not understand what is going on, and that is why when they go astray, there are it's not all of them though. There are going to be few of them, Mazi, that fall into that category. Mazi Babachuk is talking about. I'm not sure that door is open for everybody. Mazi Babachuk, I hope that is very clear. The door, I'm sure, is not open for everybody. That's very, very clear. We are not going to absorb those of them who have been sacked by the HOD and his pronouncement on air. We are not going to bring those of them who have obviously been asked not to near anything IPOB anymore, any longer. If there are those of them who are ordinary members who somehow, were nations to, and by your own judgment, you think there should be a room, for them to probably, get back. That I think can be understandable, but this is not a sweeping policy. Please, that we should make clear to Biafrans. It is not a sweeping policy. Those of them expelled are expelled. Those of them suspended remain suspended by the leadership unless otherwise. If they have to be reconsidered, please make sure that the leadership is aware of those before the doors are open for such people, because the stakes are very, very high. Thank you very much.
Deputy, I have a caller that has been here since 8 minutes. Caller on WhatsApp, welcome to the program. Please introduce yourself and go straight to your question under 3 minutes. Go on, please.
Mazi, good evening.
There we
Akelemun, HOD and DOS member. Because only 2 questions I'm to because I want one day we bubble line any argument about IPOB very well. So this is giving me an app online, they are suspend the other 2 man on all DOS or leadership of IPOB. Because whenever we argue, people ask us this question and we don't know what to answer. So Biko, we want to know why she's not suspended on the air and she's still coming to Radio Biafra to anchor a program. It's an insult to DOS and the leadership of IPOB. 1. And all these are our national coordinator and zonal coordinators. And national coordinator and zonal coordinators I want to hear. Any platform or any numbers I will hear now, I don't know the wrong hand, maybe I will complain. I will such platform give me I will lower members because there are things that might be happening.
Mazi, can you introduce yourself on the I hope you are not calling from Biafra land. No.
Yes, I'm finished. I'm going to make myself introduce. So because I don't know when number when I can relate such compare, I'm not member. I'm not Istanbul, Turkey. I'm no Smambin zone. I'm Chukuno so Njokudro. So yeah, 2 questions as floor members in IPU.
There we
The question? Okay. It seems not to be. So what are the 2 questions? So one is why
Also,
yeah, go ahead, Mazi. Mazi, go ahead. Yeah.
Are you talking to me?
No, Mazi Abai.
Okay.
European.
Yes, Mazi, I'm here. The question is about why Madam Nendayanya is still coming to Radio Biafra to make announcement. I didn't get everything clearly, please.
Yes, that is number 1 question.
And not being suspended on air or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, that issue that is left for our leader to decide on. We are not going to dismiss Madam Naya without the consent of our leader. So she's coming on air to make announcement. It's not the first time, but most of the time, the coordinators are not being motivated from what she's saying on air. I got calls from people who are asking questions regarding some of the information that they are hearing in her announcement. So those issues are issues that our leader need to be confronted with, because she is a member of HDOS and our finance officer for that matter. Most of the time, we are surprised to hear accusations that is directed to the same leadership, same DOS where she belongs, and which is not healthy for this movement. But we are all trying to, preserve. We're all trying to navigate through all these challenges and attacks from left, right, and center. It is very unfortunate that those who are supposed to be working with us in the same line are the ones who are pulling us back. Our leader will be informed about it. He has been informed and will be informed again about it, and its decision must be taken going forward. And that's all I can say for the moment. Thank you so much.
To add to that, I don't want our people to have that impression that somehow anybody is untouchable in this very movement. Nobody is untouchable, of course. If there are some people, and nobody is special, by the way, but if there are some people handed certain sensitive assignments who, of course, are misusing the platform given to them, all to what they understand they do hold in the hand. It is unfortunate, of course. That is why Mazaban is quite right. When such cases, do come on board, what is done is to make sure that that very portfolio made available for that person to handle the initiator of that very portfolio is informed. The leadership, I'm sure, is in touch with our leader in that very sense, because when there are some distractions of this very caliber, at the same time, when we are fighting hard to consolidate, to stabilize this very movement, to make sure that the invigilators are kept away. What we cannot need is something that is quite incendiary and destructive. The way to go about it might be a little bit different, might be quite just a little bit different. So Biafrans should hold their breath and exercise a little bit patient for the due process to take its place. Thank you, Maz.
He also asked about whether there is any direct number for people like coordinators and other or IPOB officials to call to make reports of what is going on.
Yes, the number remains the inquiry number, and I think that inquiry number is available. I'll look into it. Probably be able to announce it, Maz. I don't know if you have it yourself.
Not now, really. Not now, really. I need to dig in order to bring it out.
Let me see if I can roll back just more. We have here
unless
+61.
Okay, go on.
I have it.
Go on. Okay.
Right. So there are two numbers here: +61 434 294 745. Sorry, I take it again. +61 434 294 745. That is the first number. The second number goes +41 77 906 9681. Once again, +41 77 906 9681. Thank you very much.
Okay, and there we I think we move on. I think this should be the last caller, or do I continue taking calls? If you may, caller on WhatsApp. Welcome to
We'll
the
take 3
program.
more calls and we'll go.
Okay, 3 more calls, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Caller on WhatsApp, welcome to the program. Please give us your name, where you are calling from, unless you are calling from Biafra land. Now you can withhold some of the informations, but go straight to your question, if you may. Under 3 minutes. Caller on WhatsApp, go on, please.
Good evening, Mazi Jonathan Chinedu,
There we
and good evening, members of the DOS. My question goes like this. You know, this Radio Biafra, is there any way we can install speakers or anyhow a loudspeaker in marketplaces, public places, and ensure public places around the street where you can see people, so that this information, the right information, will be entering their ears, because they listen to the Zoom. Oh, sorry, I didn't introduce my name. My name is Chukwukalia Madoka from Biafra land, somewhere in Biafra land. From my question, as I was saying, is there any way we can install Radio Biafra? Because it seems like the way people do is like they don't get information. Just like one of my brothers said earlier about the FM radio. It's still the same thing I'm still saying. If we can get a good transmitter that can be giving people information, install it everywhere in Biafra land, so that people can listen. Because once our enemies listen to this radio, they do have heart attack, because their radio seems like they are taking over, they are dishing out rubbish information, talking the problem happening in the zoo, and this makes people feel like they are no longer human beings. You know, when people had will be hearing sad news every day, there is no improvement, there is no nothing. Don't like Maz used to say, used to say that Nigeria is the only place that they say Nigeria is the only place where yesterday is better than today. You know, things of that nature. So it is people like they feel like they are no longer human beings. They no longer have hope. But here we preach hope, they listen, so that they can have life again. You know, there are information you can hear that can bring life into you, even if you are not eating. But in the zoo radio, you hear of this man stabbed this one, 18 years old, did this, that, all those kind of sad news. Instead of listening to good news, they are now listening to bad news, making themselves reasoning like they are no longer human beings, they no longer have hope, something of that nature. So that is my question. If there is any way
It's
you
noted.
can spread this, you can spread our radio station, people can hear it, because this Zoo radio, the kind of information they are dishing out, it is useless, and it makes people it makes them feel hopeless. So that's what I'm saying. And another thing, Maz, I've sent you message. I've talked about it the last time that I called. I made the request. I haven't. You have not given me the answer. You have not
Please, can you,
responded to me.
after you inbox me again, there are many messages, honestly. Can you just, after you drop, you inbox me again, please?
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Please put my. I would like to hear Radio Biafra all over the places
Thank you.
because as of me, yes, as of me, I feel happy when listening to it, and I want other people also to listen so that they can feel like they can have.
You have made your point. Thank you very much, Mazi. Thank you. Let me, yeah. Mazi, do you want to say anything? It's the same request.
Mazi, anybody can take, Mazi Azayoba is here, Mazi Abanyum, any of you can take care of that. Are you on mute?
Mazi, before Mazi Azayoba comes, can I say something even on this? Because many people have been even privately talking about this. Let me say, I don't know. Before Mazi Azayoba, please, just 1 minute. Let me say something about this radio issue. Because it has been there all the time. I know the frustration of some of our people. They want to maybe open the skull of our people to pour the message so that they will change, under 1 second. There is something, our detractors, they don't even have radio FM in our land. But the question I used to ask is, how then are people, getting their own gossips more than? That is a question that we need to ask. And I saw that it is a matter of choice. It is a matter of choice. Sometimes our people, there are many places our radio FM is working in Biafra land. But you call home, they don't even listen. You will talk, tune in. Just FM is working. Just tune in. You don't need even data. Still the same thing. So sometimes it's a matter of choice. And another thing also, I understand, like if somebody can take it as a duty, because like what, whenever maybe a program is going on live on radio, that person, it doesn't matter anywhere in the world, that is what we solicit. Personally, I have contacted several people personally, to be doing it. Some are consistent and some are not, about recording this thing on WhatsApp. Recording it on WhatsApp. Because WhatsApp, it is much more easier to spread. It is much more easier. So you can make yourself available anywhere in the world, that when one program starts, you can also try to record it on WhatsApp by yourself. You can record it and also push it from your side. It's part of it. Because our people, once it's loaded, this WhatsApp, it doesn't need data connectivity to be listening. Or over and over. So it's part of it. So we encourage people, no matter that, yes, the leadership of IPOB is doing everything. There are many things that are going on, many challenges about this FM. But we encourage our people also to help the leadership and help themselves by trying their best. Because after all, they listen to other things, other gossips that brings them confusion. So it is what I want to also say before Mazi Azayoba come. Please. Go on. Whether who is speaking, Mazi Azayoba, are you there? or any other person, Deputy, to take the question, please.
Mazi, I think the issue of radio we have discussed